is to create and maintain a safety net. This came later for me in life. I suppose when I was younger, I didn't need as much of a safety net because I had a lot of energy and health and vitality, and I could bounce back really easily, and I didn't need a lot of things. But as I'm now 50 years old and have a wife and kid, safety net part is critical. What happens is the less of a safety net that you have, I alluded to this in some of the other rules, the less of the safety net you have, the less ability you're going to have to see reality for what it is. The less ability that you're going to have to be vulnerable in the face of a truth that doesn't feel good to you, that challenges you financially, environmentally, challenges you emotionally, or that challenges your social status or your ego interpretation of yourself. So safety net is financial, it's also emotional, it's physical in the body. In terms of the physical in the body, in yoga there's an image of the yogi who's meditating, and there's all these energetic arrows that are going out to the edges of his body and then turning back into the center, spinal column, to the so-called chakra system and the Kundalini energy, which is just a symbolic way of talking about the deep-rooted energy that creates a powerful mind and body relationship. So in a lot of ways, it's the same analogy as when you're in a plane. You put your oxygen mask on first, and then you put the oxygen mask on your child. What that means is that you create a safety net for yourself and your life, financially, emotionally, physically. Then you're better able to not just navigate life, but to see the truth. I don't like to talk about politics, but in this instance, I'm just going to anyways, and hopefully I won't edit it out. It was shown statistically that Trump supporters were not the people who were on the right so much as the people who were completely disengaged from the information of the process, who were completely separated from all critical analysis of what was happening politically. They relied on emotion alone. Why did they do that? They did that because it was an emotional safety net for them that made them feel like they were going to get what they wanted. It doesn't actually do that, because when you're relying on something like that outside of yourself to give you an emotional safety net, it doesn't work. You are then beholden to their identity. And when you're beholden to somebody else's identity, you can't seek the truth. That's why shamans of all time and the greatest leaders and teachers of all time always were a little bit separate from the community. They lived up on a mountain. They could go in and out of the community, but they weren't immersed in the middle of it. They took care of themselves outside of the center of the community so that they could hold that space of truth. And in fact, that's my physical goal in life, which I have not yet achieved, and that's to have a homestead that is completely outside of the economic, political, everything system, so that I can see the world more clearly from the outside and then interact with it in order to help propel us in the direction that we need to go. You can never fully separate. We're always connected by our air, by our macro ecology, and by the potential for aggressors coming in and taking over our space. But the healthiest way for any individual in any community to live is in an independent place. There's a great example of community-based entrepreneurs in northern Italy who are very successful, but they are very independent. They are independent in what they build and what they do. I use them for saws. They're saw blades, and they're from northern Italy, and they're an internationally renowned saw blade company, but they're not a big corporate conglomerate. They're a small, independent entity that has figured out a way to be interdependent with the larger world while staying as much independent as they can in their small regional ecosystem.